This is Max Shears for Pro Boxing fans. I'm Black, joined once again by Frazer Clarke. Frazer, I think I saw you about a week or two ago. It was just at the Ty Mitchell fight. I know he was in a rush to head out. I want to
Oh
revisit
yeah,
Ty Mitchell. Obviously, you've sparred him, you've seen him. How good
yeah.
is he? And you said obviously he's had a rough ride. It must be good to see your mate getting that big stage now and getting them opportunities.
No, I'm happy for him. I think obviously Ty's had his problems through his career, probably through his life, and it's the journey that's been a bit of a wild one. And he's really done a 360 in his life, I believe. And um, he's to come from where he was to where he is now. I think it's a massive achievement. And listen, he's very good. I think he's like the secret on the circuit for a long time that he was very good. Where he goes now is up to him. Obviously, he's winning these fights, and he's sort of breezing them. To be honest, I think the level of opponent will really have to shift, and he'll have to go up a gear. But we will see, won't we? And obviously he's got his dad in his corner, Clifton, who is listen. He's been boxing a long time, and he has plans for his son, and Ty has plans for himself. And all I want to see him do is go and achieve because listen, he's now dedicated himself. He's doing the work. And listen, he's got big dreams, and he was probably one of the people that was told he wasn't going to be able to go and achieve them. But through swings and roundabouts, and he's ended up at a place now where he's competing, he's active, and he's doing well.
Definitely. Fraser, you talk about big dreams. Obviously, you have a massive opportunity yourself. Before we get into the actual fight, the link up with Joe Gallagher, where did that come about and how's that been?
It's been brilliant. Difficult. It's been difficult because it's a really hard environment to train in. It's a bit like one of the old. We have a joke. It's like the old Apollo gym. Rocky. It's like it's real spit and sawdust. It's hard work. But I listen after my last performance. No, I'm not ashamed to say I feel like I needed a change. A change is what I went and looked for. A change is what I found, and no, I think it's been a really positive one for myself and my career.
I was listening to an interview with you, and a quote that I saw was, "A man doesn't get what he wants; he gets what he works for." And obviously, in the boxing
Mm.
circle, you all hear rumors, what's going on, and all I'm hearing from you is kind of the work and the fitness. Is that has that been a key part of this camp?
Well, you have to do some self reflection, and I think if we look at my last performance, I think that's what let me down. In the end, the engine let me down. Not that I didn't do the work because I was doing the work. A long camp, some bad decisions in the build up, maybe on the fight week and stuff like that, on the fight night, even. Yeah, they all played their part. But yeah, fitness is something that I've definitely looked to build on since the beginning of my career. And listen, I'm still not there yet, but I'm working very hard to make sure I am where I need to be.
I heard you say you've got the bit between your teeth for this fight. Do you almost feel like you got a point to prove on April 11th?
Listen, I know I have, you know I have, and the whole boxing circle knows that. But listen, my name is mud in people's mouth at the minute. He's useless. He's this. He's that. People are acting like I'm undeserving, but I'm definitely not that. Do you know what I mean? I've done the years, I've done the work, I've put the work in, I work hard every single day. I make the sacrifices, I leave my family, and I'm just trying to better myself. I'm just trying to reach the highs and reach the top of the mountain, like every single fighter is from myself here to the guys that I'm in the gym with now that I box on the smaller shows. We've all got a dream and we turn up and work every single day, so no one can take that away from me.
Definitely. Like, obviously, we know how big the opportunity of the Fury card at Tottenham. But obviously, you've not gone into a light fight in Justis Huni. At any point, did you almost want a bit of a warm up, or was it straight on to get straight back into the mix?
Yeah, we thought about it, but listen, when the opportunity comes across, when this like opportunity came across my desk as such,
Mm.
and I heard the opportunity, it took me all of about 10 seconds to say, listen, let's do the fight. That's what I'm in the game for, That's what I'm in the sport for challenges. This is a big challenge. Obviously, he boxed wildly. He had a great performance against Fabio Wardley. We've all had them. I've had a great performance for against them as well. Do you know what I mean? So listen, it's going to be a good fight, and I predicted that we're going to steal the show and really go to town on each other and try and work each other out. But like I said, I'm feeling confident, I'm feeling good, and I'm ready to put a show on.
For me, obviously, it's easy for me to say this, but looking from outside of the ring, when I look at both of you two guys, for heavyweights, you're some of the best technical fighters. And when you look at this fight, it's almost a boxing match. Is that what you expect with Justice, or do you think it's going to be a war in there?
I don't know. I don't know. This sport is unpredictable. To try and predict it is a foolish man's game. I know what I want to do. He'll know what he want to do, and it's all about the execution on the night.
Definitely. And then, like I say, about the point to prove and obviously the size of the event, when you get the opportunity of not even necessarily a fight, but the actual event, Are you more motivated than ever now to prove that point, to do it on the biggest stage at Tottenham? Is this kind of like the peak of motivation almost?
It's nothing to do with the event, if I'm honest. It could have been anywhere, just the next time I stepped in a boxing ring, I wanted to leave a vision of myself that I could be proud of, because last time I wasn't too proud of myself, if I'm honest.
Mm.
So this time is about, leaving a good impression of myself on the boxing fans and the further public.
While I've got you, I do just want to ask about the main event. I mean, I don't know if you've seen today, John Fury's come out and said since the Deontay Wilder fights, Tyson Fury's been finished, his legs were gone, and Wilder finished him. Do you think
I've
that's
not
the
seen it.
case? And do you
I'm
think
not.
how much of a test is Arslanbek Makhmudov?
Yeah, I think he's a test, but I do think looking at Tyson, I'm only seeing little bits and bobs on social media. He looks good. He looks happy. I
Mm.
think he's over in Thailand, I believe, training. Plenty of healthy food, plenty of sun. Listen, the skill set he's got is never going to leave him. It's whether he can keep his reflexes and keep that sharpness. He's always had a good engine for me. His weight looks good. He looks in good shape. So listen, you've got to put Fury as a favourite going into it. But Makhmudov, he's a big lump. He can obviously whack. He's strong. He's fit. But like Tyson Fury said, to go from fighting Dave Allen to going to fighting Tyson Fury, it's like going from the championship to the Champions League. Do you know what I'm saying? So um, it's a tough ask for him. But yeah, I do predict Tyson to win and win well.
Definitely. I mean, do you agree at all with John's comments? I mean, when you see him do 24 rounds of Alexander Usyk and what he's done after in Wilder fights, to me, he's not a finished fight there. But what would you make of them comments?
I've not seen him. I've not seen what John said, but obviously, I suppose he's in a position where he knows his son. He probably knows the best version of him, and he's probably looking at him now and just feels that it isn't. I think all questions will be answered on the 11th of April, won't they? And we'll see what he's got now. And there's talks about the AJ fight after. We'll know a lot from this fight as to what happens in that fight with AJ.
Just while I've got you last few phrases, obviously you're an Olympic medalist and you've come through the traditional side of the sport. Obviously, we see what's going on with Zuffa and maybe moving away from the original belts. And I know for you in that GB set, will you will have looked at the WBC and all these world titles. To you as a man that's come through that traditional system, I know obviously we know the financial side of it, but would that interest you? Like, how much weight does a Zuffa title hold to you?
At this particular moment, like in terms of boxing status, probably not a lot. But obviously, listen, the sport is definitely changing. The sport has been changing for the last probably 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe even 10 years. It's always changing, and I think as much as I've got love for tradition and I've got love for the old school element of boxing, things are changing, and where we're going to be in a 3, 4, 5 years from now, who knows? But right now, I've just seen they've linked up with Sky Sports, obviously, which is massive for them, huge for them. Um, Sky Sports, man, they're very good people, very good boxing people as well. So we don't know. I'll have to judge it again in a year's time and see the shows they're putting on and see who's competing for that belt. But it's going to take a lot because you cannot rewrite history. History is in them other belts, the IBF, WBC, WBA, IBO, or whatever it is. Like all them belts, they have tradition and history. So it's going to be difficult for Zuffa. But listen, like I say, in 10 years' time, I'll have this conversation again. Might be the main belt.
Definitely. And last one, Fraser. I imagine in that GB setup, you've probably seen quite a lot of Daniel Dubois and his rise. And also, we
Mhm.
know, like you say, you went to war with Fabio Wardley, and you know him better
Mhm.
than a lot of fighters on the planet. Almost, what prediction do you have there? I know everyone says it for every Fabio fight. Could he have gone too far here?
Listen, I'm in a position where obviously I've done a lot with Daniel over the years.
Mm.
As an amateur, I did quite a bit with him. Then I've done a bit with him as a pro, and I really rate him. I think he's very good. Um, he's quite a good all rounder. There's a few things that I feel like he could have improved on, and he probably has done. But with Fabio Warner, you can't bet against him. I think he's been a little bit unfairly spoke about Fabio Wardley, to be honest, because as much as, yes, we know he's tough, yes, we know he can fight, we know he likes the dogfight. I think his boxing skills are getting a little bit underrated. Like obviously the Huni fight was a bit one sided, like towards like in parts of it. But I watched that fight recently, and there's a lot of good work from Fabio, which sort of goes unnoticed. So I think he's definitely improving as a boxer. You're going to ask me for my prediction, aren't you? And it's a very difficult one. But like I say, after being in the ring with Fabio Wardley and giving it my all, and then being chinned by him, uh, I do struggle to bet against him. But like I say, you know, his defense has to be on point. And it has to be so locked into not taking solid jabs and straight right hands because, yeah, Daniel Dubois is the second heaviest puncher I've been in with 100%.
Definitely. Well, Fraser, best of luck for the rest of the camp and obviously on Fight Night, and I'll see you in April, mate.